Our first guest on the show is a former member of the People's Democratic Party, Edo State Chapter. He has since moved, defected, or cross-carpeted to the All Progressives Congress, APC. Some say this is characteristic of politicians, but there's always a reason for every action taken. Part of the reason is here. I'd like to thank you especially Mr. Martins Osakwe. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
Okay, without wasting time, you were in PDP, and then all of a sudden you moved from the PDP to the APC.
Yes.
This is the trademark of most politicians in Nigeria. You not being an exception. Why is it so?
I am a vocational politician. Vocational in the sense that we are in politics to impact on our people. We have what we do. There are two types of politicians. There are those who are, if you have done well, for instance, you in your choosing profession, you want to, without contesting for positions, you want to see how you can influence policies of government towards positive development for your own people. That's why some of us are in politics. And that is the fundamental reason, for instance, why with the turmoil in PDP, there's a turmoil. People have called the present movement. It's a movement of persons who see themselves as originally PDP. I was a member of PDP since 1999. You know, when leadership failed to take into cognizance the feeling of followership, there's going to be a problem. The problem in PDP is like the Titanic problem. The PDP is a sinking party. We said it when we met with them, the National Working Committee in Abuja, sometime in September, I think, that is a party that is bent on self-destruct. A party that is destroying itself. You see a problem head on instead of solving it. APC, for instance, had a problem in their primaries. They tackled it and they solved it, and they all moved on. We have a problem in PDP. People allowed us to come in. What brought Obaseki in the second day is not its performance. It's what we call, they are emotional. Mainly what we call uyedo. Uyedo is the feeling of pride of the Beninese. Because the feeling was that he was denied, wrongly denied. And that's why we appeal to the young man, Ogbedeyama, who almost had the ticket. It was given that I had the ticket in PDP. We all appeal to him, those of us who knew him, personally or otherwise,
to step down.
To step down. And he did. Some of us feel aggrieved when we see the man who had stepped down to prevent the Beninese from being humiliated, like we put it. And that's why we went to town with the election. That's why we swept the whole of Edo South. Okay,
so you said a while ago that Obaseki got second term because of performance.
No, not because of performance.
That's what you said.
No, I said he got the second term not because of performance, but on emotional, sentimental basis.
So are you saying the governor has not performed since being in the saddle? And why did it take you so long to make that decision?
No, we are not leaving the PDP because of his performance or lack of performance.
Why are you leaving the PDP?
We are leaving the PDP because it has refused to be a party of equity and justice and fairness that it was established to be. It happened during the Atiku presidential nomination saga. It has happened again. You see, the process leading to the picking of Aswa Ighodaro as a candidate of the PDP, that's where the genesis of the problem. We're not fixated on a particular individual, mark you. But when a process is fundamentally flawed, when a process lacks the rudiments or the fundamentals of democracy, it will be wrong. It will be against natural law for educated people to say, because of pecuniary interest, they support it. No. We can't continue in this country like that.
There are talks within the PDP fold that those who are leaving the party are those who have always believed that as a member of a political party or as a leader, you should have access to the till, you should have access to the treasury through the state chief executive. And once that wasn't forthcoming, that was enough ground to leave the party. Otherwise, like many of them would admit, it's not as if the governor has not lived up to the expectations of Edo people in terms of governance, in terms of impact, in terms of infrastructure and what have you.
I would say the governor has not lived up to expectation. We'll come to that. You see, this is annoying. It's insulting to come to the public to say they are leaving because I refuse to share money for them. You're insulting a large generation of people. Leadership doesn't do that. Let me tell you, what we have not seen in Edo, we have seen rulership. We have not seen governance. Governance has two components, leadership and rulership. What Obaseki has provided is rulership. Leadership has to do with compassion. Leadership has to do with feeling for people. Leadership has to do with having respect for natural law and justice. When you come out to make such statements and you are confronted behind, you just say, oh, it's all politics. No, some of us can't take it. I can beat my chest today that even when you collect money left, right, center, I don't owe any of them 1 naira. It's not possible. They've been going around buying people. The same people who say government money is going to be used for development. These are the same people who are giving 1 million, 10 million, 5 million, to the extent of giving 25, 30 million to ask people to defect from one source to PDP. It is wrong.
There's no evidence to that.
No. So we are not providing. We are not naming names.
Yes.
We are not just like
you said that you were offered money to move to the APC.
Listen, no. Let me tell you. You don't put the. You see, people are different. There is this thing they denigrate politicians. That they come to share money. We are quarreling because I refuse to share money. Those are stories that should be thrown away. We are there. You know, one advantage of being a teacher, being a lawyer, being a doctor, is that you know things that people ordinarily don't know. You hear them, you see them. You talked about performance of the governor. Would you compare Obaseki's performance to Oshomole's performance, for instance? Granted that it's our son. But I would say that Oshomole has done well. Comparing Oshomole to Obaseki, it's like comparing motion to movement.
You're saying this now because you've gone to the
No.
If you were in the PDP, you wouldn't say this.
We will provide statistics. Let me tell you, part of what we said inside the PDP, let me tell you. People say corruption is the problem of Nigeria. I say no. I say the refusal of elites like us to face the truth is number one. The second major problem which is threatening democracy today is the power that has been warehoused by the second tier of government. And the unrestrained manner these powers are deployed. By the second tier, I mean the governors. That's a major problem. A governor can decide now, if he doesn't like your face, and bulldoze this building, give a reason thereafter. A governor can decide to move a house of assembly that is in a complex to a 12 by 12 using feet now room. It has happened in Edo. It's happening in other places. So what we are saying is that the situation must change. You say whether it has performed or it has not performed. I don't know in other areas. For instance, I don't want to dabble. I will concentrate on Edo South. I will give you reasons why I particularly would have even found it difficult if there was no crisis in PDP as a Benin man to campaign for a PDP candidate. Why? Oshomole left a university called Tayo Akpata University for Edo South. Where is the university today? It's gone.
It's now a college, Federal College of Education.
No.
Which is a federal institution.
I am in education. I am in education up to the national level. The Federal College of Education that came, 6 were approved for the 6 zones, 1 for each zone. Through the instrumentality, we had a good commissioner in I think Agbale. It was his time that they struggled to bring it to Benin. It was to go to Akwa Ibom. They brought it to Benin. The 5 other, it will interest you that those other ones were put on virgin lands. It's only a zone that was used, that occupied and is already existing institution.
So, but that means it is in existence.
The Federal College of Education.
Yes.
Yes, we are not quarreling with that.
Okay.
That one is in existence.
Okay.
What we are saying is that we could have 3 institutions instead of 1. Tayo Akpata University is gone. It's not there. The College of Education at Kiadoro is gone. Even when we know they have established Edo State College of Education, which is a multi-campus.
So are this not creativity and initiative expected of a state chief executive in terms of driving development, prosperity for a state like Edo?
No, you have just talked about development and prosperity. Let me tell you, if 2 of us are from different parents in the same community, God forbid, unfortunately, we lost parents also, and we have gone to go and develop ourselves. You come and you build a mansion beside your father's house. I renovated the small one. Your family moved there. I come with the same amount I have and painted my father's house. The empty land is there. I just painted, look fine, go moving. Who has done more development? It's you. You see, development should be both horizontal and vertical. It spreads. What we are seeing in Edo is all motion, no movement.
Okay, let me just take you on this point. The primaries are over. We are getting set for the elections.
Yes.
I mean, the candidates have emerged. What is your assessment of the qualities of the person who should take over from Governor Godwin Obaseki? I've heard people say that Edo State is too sophisticated to be left in the hands of nonos, people who haven't really excelled in any recognizable chosen field. And some are saying that the killings that we are seeing behind certain individuals is because those who are keen behind those individuals, they see those individuals are people they can manipulate, they can put in their pocket, they can control. They will not be independent in their minds in terms of decisions to move the state forward.
Okay, thank you. You see, ordinarily, we'll be talking of about 16, 17 candidates. We'll concentrate on the 3, the frontline 3. The one for Labour, Olumide Akpata, the one for PDP, Aswan Godalo, and the one for APC, Monday Okpebolo. You see, there are criteria I will use. I will take these 3 C's. My own 3 C's: compassion, commitment, and character. I will give compassion 50%. Then I will give 25-25 to commitment and character. When I do this assessment, you know, compassion is a feeling for others. It's this job, you can do it if you have passion for it. You can do it without frowning. You can be here from morning to the next day. You're a professional. You cannot be a professional journalist without having passion for it. So if you have compassion, to be a leader, you must have compassion. You must have passion for the people. You don't come into leadership if you don't have that. In Benin, we call it agengien. You can't. There are certain words in Benin you can't fully literally translate. So, in your heart, you must have that large heart, that feeling for people. that you want to sacrifice to help them, to take care of their welfare, to lift them up. It's compassion. Then character. These ones are measurable. We can see this. We can see your character. We look at you.
How are these reflected in the candidates of
yes. Yeah. Then you see commitment. I will take labor. Ordinarily, for those of us in the South, he's from the South. I've been here all my life. You travel, you come. Suddenly, you come out from nowhere, having been NBA president. My own take is that a man who should govern this state should be a man who have commitment, who have passion for this state. And without dismissing him, I pass by and I say, well,
so you wave him off.
If I had the deciding vote, I won't vote for this man.
Okay.
I look at the PDP candidate. A lot has been said about him. I have had one-on-one with him 1, 2, 3 times.
Were you impressed?
I told him my mind, my reservations. You see, this man has been around Edo State for about 16 years. In the last 8 years, he has been in this Alaudaro, I won't call it Jamboree, Alaudaro thing.
Alaudaro Summit, you mean?
Yes. He has been around. You know, if you have been so involved in the government for 16 years, let's say for 8 years, you must show commitment to that state. I was surprised when I saw that about 2-3 months ago he was changing, Aswe Godaro was changing his voting center to his place, Ewoyimi. That made me thinking, is this man an accidental governor? Was he prepared? You see, going by the way you are, the way you have done well, maybe 30 years ago somebody asked you, Sonny Duke, what would you like to be? You say, oh, but you know, probably you may have said, I want to be a journalist. And people will look, don't you want to be a lawyer? You are very good in spoken English. That's your calling. That's what God put. More than 50 years ago, they asked me, I said, I want to teach English. And that's what I became. So, leadership is not accidental. It must be in you. So if you are becoming all this while, you have not seen the need to be committed to us. If you so love Edo State, you will vote here. You will have a house here. You will do everything here. We want a leader who will be among us. We don't want somebody who will come to Edo State with a portfolio on Friday, on Sunday.
But many of the candidates, have these qualities that you're talking about.
I'm coming. Then on Monday, they'll come back. I haven't gone to Lagos on Friday. They come back on Monday. We don't have that. People have said the man is educated, is this, is that. You see, they said, show me your friends. He told us that I will continue from where Obaseki stopped. That itself, to me, is a tragedy. As a Benin man, if you say you are going to continue from where Obaseki stopped, then I will look at you. I will think, this man that is coming, is he going to deprive the Beninese of all these things? Is he going to attack the fundamental of our tradition, of our culture? He said he's going to continue. Is in his own words. So when I look at all this, I'll say, well, okay, let me give him benefit of doubt. Let me look at his antecedents. I tell you, if you are going to Delta, you are going to Delta through Agbo Road. As you enter Agbo from Ogan, you begin to see 2 financial houses everywhere. You'll be wondering, why are these banks? 2. You begin to see them. You see this one, you see B, you see A, you see B. Until you get to Asaba, they are everywhere. What does it tell you? They must have some root there. Whether you like it or not, no matter who you are, home is home.
Okay, let's quickly come.
Then you come to be the APC candidate. It grew up the hard way. Maybe I have the same growth history. Maybe that's why I feel an emotional attachment. He grew up the hard way. He had one of the best ICT firms in Africa. Is he humble? He's humble. Does he go out of the way to help the poor? He does. Is he committed to Edo? He is. At least the people in his place, in Eastern land, they have enjoyed him. Somebody who can boast of singularly more than 100 projects on his own, then it's something good. I will want my own people to benefit from such a person. So if you ask me, I will say out of 10, I will score Modokpewolo 9. I will score Akpata maybe 4. I will score Aswe maybe 4.5. That's why.
So by your rating, that's in second position. By your rating.
Yes.
By your scoring, that's in second position.
But the final thing is that there is a failure.
Okay.
Has failed.
Okay.
You see it? Because as a teacher, I'm looking at the 50% pass mark. That's failed. Because you see, I said governance is about welfare of the people. We appear to have concentrated on beautification rather than developmental things.
Okay, but there are concerns about interactions, engagement of issues like we're doing right now.
Yes.
Doesn't this worry you about this election as it relates to your choice?
Yes. My interaction, my interrogation of leadership has taught me that what we profess we are does not actually, the education we have does not actually translate. The best governor we have had in Edo State, you don't argue about it, has been General Gbemudia. Was he an orator? Was he a professor? Look at the Somali. Whether you like it or not, like I said just now, put the Somali here, put Obaseki here. Obaseki is educated. People call him technocrat. But if you compare Obaseki and Somali, it's like comparing motion and movement.
Okay.
Then, let me finish.
Quickly.
Then, you look at Ali. Ali was a professor. He did very well. He put university in his place. Politics is local. Governance is local. When you, instead of developing your area, you turn against them, you turn against their culture, you turn against them, then that is not governance.
Okay. Martin Susakwe, that's much time we permit us to have with you. I hope that some of that time we'll be able to engage you on these issues to advance it. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you. God bless you.